Good afternoon. It is 2 o'clock on Friday, July 24th, and I am here, all ready to do some numerology. Although I do have cards close by, and I'm never unwilling to do cards, but I do enjoy the numerology for sure. So I haven't even looked at what the numbers are for today. We're in a 4 year. The month has a 2, so today's an 8 day. So we have lots of flow going on, lots of movement between the seen and the unseen, between our bodies and our minds, between our physical and our non-physical entities, between each other. In breath, out breath, all those things are eights. The flow is happening. Eight. The books say that eight is connected with good business, with executive ability, which of course comes from that ability to balance and be wise and judicious and mediate and all of those things, allowing success to flow into our lives in the way that some people are able to. It's very good. I'm in an 8 year this year, I think, yes. And it has been so far so good. I'm having a wonderful time. I was made for isolation, so this is a happiness for me. I understand a lot of people are suffering, but for me, for my numbers, for how it's going, very happy. Thank you. I am, having said that, 8 and 7, it's 6 months for July, which means today is a 3 day. So I get to be inspired and creative, which kind of fits with where I'm at. I'm certainly the inspired. I don't have a script and I don't have a hello, Malia. Welcome. I'm so glad you know what day it is. You looked for me here yesterday. I find that amusing. I do. Cannot tell a lie. Did you? My plan, my big overarching plan that is carved in nothing at all, is to do some numerology today, and I can do that for you. Or if you would like a card, I can pull a card. Tell me what you want. I will do that for you. It is good. It is nice. And you can tell me, because I responded to you as soon as you showed up, you can let me know whether there's a really big delay. Sometimes people tell me there's a massive delay. Hello, Regina. Good to see you. I don't think I've ever done your birth date, have I, Regina? You're fairly new at this. So if you're willing to let me know. Um, I there are calculations I can do with just your day and month and what's going on this year, and that's probably mostly what I'll do. So you don't have to give me your year of birth if you're in any way inclined to keep that to yourself. That's all right. Okay, so hello, Beth. Hello, Regina. Okay, good to see you all. Birth dates. Let me know your birth dates. I'm going to run some grids for you. Unless you unless you have a whole other agenda that I am happy to listen to, for sure. Oh, and now there's silence. Oh dear. I wonder. Oh, hello. Okay, first one in. The 24th of February. In 7 year, 267. You have a 6 overall. This is Beth. Okay. So 2 and 4 and 2 and 1. 9. Okay, a bit of a skeptic, Beth. You've got a line down, a diagonal line down through the 357. which is frequently a very, it leaves you with a an openness to stuff coming. It's when you got older. If anybody sent you to religious education of any kind, you would have been an impossible student, because you want proof. You always want proof. You want evidence. You want to see how it shows up in your life and how it can be repeated. And what that leaves you with, though, is as you get older and you start seeing things and finding things and seeing evidence and seeing repeated stuff and connecting with things that make sense, you're very open to that because you never took on board somebody else's system. So that is a really nice place to be, Beth. You are, this year, you're in a 3-year in 2020. So you're having new ideas, new experiences, new stuff coming to you that you haven't thought about before. There are things sort of outside the box that are filtering through, which is really kind of cool. Okay, Regina. Okay, I don't know what country you're in either. So you're either the 10th of December or the the 3rd of October. Is that? I'm sorry, I get all jarred when they're in an order I don't understand. However, that doesn't matter to know. This year you're in an 8-year because it's your day, your month, and the current year. So that's all right. 8 and 9. Your overall over your lifetime. 9 and 7. You've got a lot of psychic numbers going on here, Regina. Have we talked about this before? I feel as if we have. You have 7 and 9 are the two spiritual numbers in the cycle, and you've got both of them, and you've got this line up the middle without any 4s, 5s, or 6s, which is, the label on it is the line of dissatisfaction, and it's the line that makes you go looking for more, makes you curious, it makes you unwilling to sit down and knit a scarf in the corner because you figure everything's fine. You're always trying to okay, 12 October. Okay, thank you. You're always on the lookout for something more, something better, something bigger, and it's a wonderful gift to the people around you that you're not willing to just be complacent and let things lie, because you're one of the people who's here to progress us all, and you will go look around the corner and find the new stuff that you will then share with us, and we get to enjoy it. Hello, Jessica. I see you there. Malia, you're in a 2-year. To calculate the day and the okay. If you're in a 2-year, add July, which is a 7, you get 9. So you're in a 9-month for the whole of July. And then today, the 24th, we add a 6 to that. So you're on a 6th day today. And actually this whole month, because it's a 9, it doesn't change the total. So every day you'll be lined up. Tomorrow, when it's the 25th, you'll be on a 7. Make sense? And then next month, you're going into 1 month. There's going to be new stuff coming to you. There are some conclusions happening for you in July. I'm not entirely sure what's put your name on that in case I come back to it. There are things that are going to be they're going to be over. They're going to be completed or concluded. Trying to think what I know about your life, and I don't. Maybe some of your online things. Maybe they're coming to a close at the end of July, and you're not continuing into August. So it's things like that. It means in August you've got new open space to entertain ideas about novel things, and some of the beginnings, and some of the different different possibilities. Just because you've been doing webinars or meditation hours every Tuesday afternoon, that doesn't mean that you can't take a course in calculus on a Wednesday Zoom or something. There's an opening that's going to come. Okay, February 22nd. That's a day, isn't it? Is that Scouting Thinking Day? I feel like February 22nd is a thing. 982. Jessica, I'm talking to you. You have, this is a fascinating number that you bring in. Wow. You have, my first thought is a certain amount of insecurity and giving away your power sometimes. You're in a 1 year this year, so there's new stuff starting for you. Personal year. And then 8, your total, your birth force over your whole life is an 8. I was talking about 8 earlier, and that lovely swooping, from the unseen into the seen. It's the in breath, it's the out breath. One can't exist without the other. It's a place of flow and a place of um, a place of life. And the 8, when we divide an 8, we can divide it through the middle here and get mirror images, top and bottom, or we can divide it through the middle, up and down, and get mirror images with a 3 and a backwards 3. So that idea of symmetry and balance is absolutely a part of the 8, and that's a part of your life. And being born in the 80s, you add to that. You have that line of dissatisfaction, that curiosity that leads you to go look for something more. And the yes, absolutely, it's new good stuff in a 1 year. Um, I somebody else has that line, and I said it, so it's on the video if you weren't here. Helping us find the new things because of your curiosity, even when we get complacent and sit and we think things are pretty good where we are, but you're going to go off, explore, and find the really good stuff. These 2s, oh, Jessica, first of all, we've moved into a millennium and a century that has a 2 at the beginning, which is very different from 1,000 years where we had a 1 at the beginning. So there's a big shift of energy, and the 2 energy is immensely powerful and pervasive. And even though you came way before the turn of the century, you have equipped yourselves with lots of 2s so that you can be very connected with the energy of the modern times. And you're maybe more 82, 92, 102. You were 20. Yes. So I think as an adult, since you turned 20, you're probably much more comfortable with life than you were earlier, if that makes sense. There's a really good connection. However, you've got a whack of them. And back in the 80s and 90s, you may have been a person, you're very cooperative, and you're very what's the word I want that's like cooperative? You sometimes you sort of surrender yourself, you give yourself away a bit, and that I hope is over. I hope that having turned 20 and the world has kind of caught up with your energy, because we're all about 2 energy now, which is connection and consensus and working in teams and committees and taking part in group work rather than that whole standing on your own and doing your own thing. Because I would warrant that you weren't that good at that individualism does not come naturally to you, and that's okay, because we don't value it in the same way now as we did 50 or 100 years ago. So All right, you're saying you understand it, and I'm glad. What you are by coming 22nd of the set. I mean, even one day either side, you could have eliminated one of them. So you came on that day deliberately to do the work. Okay, I really believe that you chose the day with these vibrations. So by coming on the 22nd and getting that extra two right there, you are working at learning to not surrender all the time. Of course you're going to be cooperative, of course you're going to build consensus, and you're going to figure out what it means to be Jessica, how Jessica stands up for herself while working in a team and not giving herself away. So I think that's one of your really important um, life tasks that you've given yourself, and it's not a horrible thing. It simply is what it is. Ian, you've got all these twos as well. You've got three. That's a lot. I don't know how long you've been there listening to me, but and you're a bit older than that last one. It was an 80s baby. Um, but you too, since the turn of the millennium, I think you're more comfortable in the world. You're probably happier with how you're working. 7, 8, 9. Um, oh, you have seven birth force like mine. I like it. Very psychic. Very. Oh, this is so interesting. You're the third person out of, I think, five who's got that line up through the center, the line of dissatisfaction, the line that has you always looking for more, always looking for something different, something better, something um, just an unwillingness to accept things as they are, knowing that growth is inevitable, and knowing that sitting here is not what you're here to do. So you're the one going off, finding the new things, digging the holes to see what's under the ground, and coming back and showing us the treasure, because we were all sitting here just knitting a sweater, doing just fine, and you showed us how much better it can be. And that's one of the roles that you've taken on in this life, which is wonderful. Your seven birth force, you are a teacher, and you are going to learn a great deal. There are going to be times when there are huge challenges in your life, and that's okay, because if we use Gary Zukav's vocabulary about when we're planning our incarnation, when we're being born, entering the human experience, we're coming to the Earth School is the phrase he uses, and you are working on a doctorate, Ian. You're not doing Humanity 101 at all. And hello, Chris. Um, it is not at all easy, and you are up for it. You're well equipped. You've got all the prerequisites, all of the stuff. You have a lot of twos, which are good in the millennium. They help you working with people and doing stuff. Sometimes maybe giving yourself away. You've got a bit of a disadvantage with all these ones, because that one is your central identity, that immortal thing that is Ian, and has been since the beginning of time and space, and will be long after you leave this lifetime. And when you arrive on a day that has three ones, which you did, you've come into a place and a group of people, a community, a village, a family, who, by contract with you before you came, have agreed to require your adaptation and your oh, this is interesting. Okay, the you learned as a small child to give people what you thought they wanted. You got really good at reading them, and that can be a great skill depending on the paid work that you choose to go into and the kind of community you live in. Reading people, knowing what they want, providing them what they want, getting through job interviews, no problem. Um, and putting on the mask and doing doing what's expected. So if you choose a life in the arts, if you choose to be an actor, you can do that. You're really, really good at it. What what is the hard work of the soul work that you came to do is figuring out how all those pieces fit together and become that central identity that is Ian, always and forever. And putting it together, figuring out, you know, yes, I used to climb trees because my uncle liked it, but I don't really want to climb trees. So you can get rid of that. That's okay. That's it was you, but it isn't anymore. There are lots of things that you never were required to do that actually would feel really good. So you get to, and you're exploring, right? That goes together really, really well because you know there's more that you can look for that will fit into that central identity. Very cool. Chris Beliveau. Long time no hear from, no see. Lovely, lovely to have you here. Okay, so we have a 6 and a 5 is a 2 birth force. That's really nice. You are a diplomatic, and with that 8, you're very diplomatic. 5 and an 8. Of course, children of the 50s get this lovely line up through the 159, which is, it's called the line of determination. It's the line that supports us, first of all, as we explore life a bit, because our lives were very different from the lives of our parents, our grandparents. Thank you, Ian. I'm glad. Um, we we rejected, and often it wasn't even available, that we should, the idea of leaving school and either taking a job that we would have till retirement, or immediately getting married and making babies and being housewives and domestic workers for our whole life. We children of the 50s, I say we because I'm one too, that did not appeal to us a whole big lot. So we spent some time doing casual work, doing temporary work, going taking a job, and after a year going, no, this isn't it, and going traveling and doing things. A lot of exploring, a lot of trying to figure out what was the new way of being. When we found it, as I did with numerology, and I'm sure you did, I know enough about you to know about this much, I think. When we found that thing that we were here to do, this line of determination, try and stop me. I I I can't go into stores and be a numerologist there this year. That's all right. I'll do it on Facebook. I will do it anywhere. You can't stop me from doing numerology, or indeed reading cards, or doing the other things that I do. Um, because line of determination, that's how it's going to be. And you have that. You have this is a nice balance. This line across here, the 258, um, that is a line of emotional expression, and very often that allows you to access your full range of emotional um, your emotional plane, right? You're not you being a little girl in the 60s was not a great gift, but as life has gone on, you have learned to I hope access your anger as a woman that was denied to us as little girls in the 60s, right? To find your way towards expressing not just not just love and anger, but all of the gradations in between, to connect with frustration and with happiness and with glee and with ecstasy and with everything that is along that whole spectrum of emotional expression, and all of the things that we can feel and share and model for other people too. So that is really cool. You are this year, you're at the beginning of a cycle. You're in a 1 year this year. So new stuff coming up, new opportunities, things that got finished in 2019 for you have left a space, and that those conclusions can be really happy, wonderful things that you've worked towards, like finishing the manuscript of a book and sending it to the publisher, and all of a sudden, all those morning hours when you were typing are yours to do with as you please. Or it can be that you have made a choice to cut off a toxic relationship that was draining you, and by making that line, you now have space physically and in your schedule, and also emotionally. If somebody has been around you that has been a drain and eroding your happiness in life, having that be over is like a new awakening. It's really, really very, very spacious. So this year there should be spaciousness in your life. I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but it's really very, very nice. And being in a one means you're in an 8 months for July, and the flow is flowing. Life is good, and I hope that's true. Okay. All right. Is there anybody else here? The last comment I'm seeing is Ian saying thanks. So if you're commenting after that, please be aware that it is delayed and it hasn't come to me yet. 12-1 expression. That's okay. All right. Those are nice numbers. Oh. Okay, Chris, I guess it wasn't that long. I'm glad. That's good. Yes, blessings to you too, Chris. It's good to see you. I'm looking at your little um, thumbnail, and I'm thinking either you're in Nova Scotia or you've been there recently. Lovely, lovely energy that comes through from those rocks. I like it. All right, is anybody else here? If not, whoops, no, don't reload site. Cancel. What happened? Woo. Okay. Um, okay, we're still live. We're good. Okay. My scroll bar is doing weird things. Okay. So I don't have the little eyeball counter to tell me how many of you are still here. I don't have anything that tells me what your identities are. If you're here and you haven't spoken up, or if I've missed you in the scrolling, let me know again, and I absolutely will do what I can. I'm getting some strange buzzes on my Facebook. I don't know why. No good reason. Okay. You are welcome, Malia, and you are. I know. Oh, and I didn't put Chris's name, so if she asks me a question, I won't be able to find it. There, Chris. Malia, you are. Did we do 2 and 0 and 5? We didn't. You've got the 159 line too. Oh, I think we've talked about this because you had friends who were born in the 50s, even though they were a different age than you. So that makes complete sense. And I think you have been. Of course you may ask for a hubby. Yes, just a second. I'm just gonna 4, 5, 6. That's 9 is. So yeah, Malia's here with a 6 birth force. So offering service to the world, and in a 4 personal year this year. That completely makes sense from what I know. Okay. Yes, making the world a better place as you go through it, Malia. 100% what I know about you. And we have 0507 1959. Okay, so we have the 159 line again. 5 and 7. I'm very psychic. Do you, Chris, do you have a 7? No, you don't. Your husband has really good 571 9 5 9 really good, really good intuition, really good hunches, maybe sometimes some deja vu or a little bit precognitive dreams, those days when you go, I've done this before, I've had this conversation before. Some of that going on with him, I would suggest. And really, really, the phrase I like to use, one day I'll be given a new one and I'll stop saying it, but for the most part, we're born with two arms. We don't all choose to become weightlifters. That takes making a decision and learning about it and doing the training and practicing every day and developing our muscles and all of that. Husband has the two arms for spiritual work, for developing, if he chooses to. Three is his birth force is a 9, which is very holistic energy. That understanding that everything is connected with everything else. That in diversity there is unity. That is an energy that he completely understands. The determination line, I hope he found what it is that sets his soul on fire. He can be a little bit restless sometimes. 2 5s are yes, Beth, I will. 5 is the number of growth and expansion, and in regular times it sometimes is about travel and the opportunity to move around physically. And when we can't do that, then there can be restlessness. There can be a desire to be somewhere else, and if you can't go, then that can turn into various kinds of negative attitudes or behaviors or choices. So I hope he's able to move around. And the other thing, the 2 9s, 59, 9, because it is the number that understands the unifying forces of everything, knows the importance of the power of one, and that the actions that any individual takes have an impact on the world at large. And with two of them, and especially with it as a birth force as well, that could tip over into a certain amount of self-censoring and not wanting. We talk about this a lot with the children who were born in the 90s, because they've got a multiplicity of 9s everywhere. Um, it can turn into a fear of hurting anybody else, or a coming from a really, really loving place within them, but they don't want to cause any negative impact. And their response to that, without other models to follow, is to stay away and sort of sit in the corner, and that way they don't step on anybody else's feet. Of course, it's I do believe we choose when we come in. This is a really huge lesson of learning to get out of the corner, learning to keep the energy within the self, so that I need to go outdoors and walk down the path, and I've been staying inside because the man next door doesn't like it if I wear my blue shoes. The day comes when the blue shoes are the ones I need to wear today, and I need to go down the path. And if he has a problem with blue shoes, not actually my problem. Not my problem. And learning that is enormous, and it's part of what Chris's husband is here to learn. Okay, all right. So now I have Beth's husband. Okay, husband of Beth, 27th of the 2nd of the 1968. So we have 9 and 2 and 6, which is an 8. Today is an 8 day, and it's so interesting because doing cards, the last time I did cards, I had 8s all over the place. So very interesting. Again, we've got the 7 and the 9, which are the, oh, this is good. 2 2 7 2 1 9 6 8. Okay. All right. So we have a line up through the 789 blocks, which which is called the line of enthusiasm. And this is a person who, when he gets a bee in his bonnet about something, he really, really wants to share it. And okay, Chris, I'm glad that made sense. Um, this is the kind of person who reads a book and wants everybody else to read it and really wishes they could read it by intravenous so we can talk about it right now. There's sometimes it can be whimmy and sort of going off on tangents and oh, shiny new thing, right? But for the most part, this is a pretty solid line, and it's born out of a desire to teach and share and expand everybody's experience in really positive ways. It isn't because he's enthusiastic about hurting people or about doing something nasty or destructive. It's always wanting people to be better, to know more, to understand concepts in the way that he has come to understand them, and that gets him all excited. So that's really, really nice. We've got another one with two twos. um he was what, 30 something at the turn of the millennium, but he's very tuned in to this two energy that is the new millennium, that is this interconnectedness of the way society is now. And even more so with COVID, in terms of um, for instance, I have a friend who belongs to a like a recipe club thing that has chapters all over everywhere. And okay, Beth, good. Um, and usually she went to the one that was closest to her, and she met her friends and knew people there, and it was what it was. Now all of a sudden, because everything's shifted online, she can choose to attend one by Zoom in another community where her sister lives. So the ways that we're using the technology to connect our personalities in different ways is I feel that playing into Beth's husband for some reason. I don't know why, but that building connection and doing stuff. I would, as a boy, he probably was a little bit of that. The word supplicating comes. Is that a horrible word? I'm sorry. Um, Very cooperative, but in ways where he didn't stand up for himself. And now that innate and instinctive cooperation is going to serve him really, really well in the modern economy, up until now and going forward. So that's really nice. He's got that lovely six. The children of the '60s, they bring that. It's so nice. Um, it's the number of service. It's the number of improving the world on your way through it, and wanting to do good is a big part of six energy. So it's really nice that he's got that. And this year, 2020, he's in a 6 year, if I'm not mistaken. 9 and 2 and 4 equals 15 equals 6. Yes. So this year he's doing things that are motivated by the desire to make the world a better place for everybody in it. It's and hopefully not to his own detriment. Which, as a little boy, I can imagine him giving away his shoes because he wanted other people to have shoes, but he ended up with cuts on his feet from walking on the rocks. Right now, he's in a different place, and he will start a GoFundMe and put money in it so everybody gets shoes, but he keeps his own feet safe too. All right. Okay. I hope that made sense. I see you respond to him being enthusiastic, and I like that. That's good. We so need, just like the people who are curious enough, and I'm always saying I need another name for the line of dissatisfaction, because I don't like that as a word. But the idea of and we've had a few of them earlier on, people who go off exploring, looking for more, looking for better, looking for Kathleen. Hello, how lovely. Um, it's it does such a great service to the community as a whole. It's so wonderful that they pick those days, and it's so lovely that they're consciously engaging with those energies. I like it. Kathleen, is it the 10th or is it the 28th? You'll have to help me. Like, I don't know. I know your total is a 3, which is that place of um, inspiration and inspiration and creativity and cosmic energy coming through you. You get to be the hollow reed that brings new stuff into the physical realm. And I know this about you. Okay. Thank you. Um, so this year, you're in a 6 year this year too. So I was just talking to somebody about their husband being in a 6 year, a year of making the world a better place for the people around them. And I know certainly your work does that, and your personality does that all of the time. Hello, Tanya. We're doing birth dates if you're willing to join in. So you're in a 6 year this year. You're usually in a 28, 1019. I don't know what. If I want this to be a 1, okay, that has to be. Oh, okay. Is that true? Do you recognize that configuration? I forget. So organized and intellectual. Hello, Sydney. Um, organized. That so makes sense. The 1, 2, 3 is that ability to organize and to bring order into chaos. It's kind of what you do in your career. And then the 1, 6, 9 is that ability to synthesize something coherent out of confusion, and bringing things in from many different sources, and creating something out of them. That is a really okay. Sydney was first. 1999. Oh, girl. Okay. So your birth force is a 6. It's clearly my day to be talking about 6. Um, your 3 and 1 and 1 and 0 and 1 and 9 and 9 and 9. Okay, so you have, if you go back and watch the video, I've talked about this line a lot. This line here is called the line of dissatisfaction, and it's the one that keeps you always looking for something more, looking for something else. Oh, I'm sorry, Kathleen. Uh, that was the you couldn't see it. Yes, um, the oh dear, I'm being confused now. Sydney, here we go. Is this where I am? 31 October. Yes. Um, looking for something else, being dissatisfied with what's in front of you, and being willing to go exploring, and being willing, even more importantly, I think, it isn't about you go around the corner and find something lovely and sit down and are satisfied there. You go around the corner, you find something awesome, and you bring it back for the rest of us, or you come back out and beckon us all to come so that we can have it too, which is wonderful, wonderful energy. Okay, you've also got, I'm still on Sydney, you have this line across here too, which is the line of empathy. And this is the child who will cry when their sibling falls off a bicycle, because they're just such deep feeling, caring, very, very able to express their emotions to start with. Now life can do a number on people like that, and sometimes they get shut down a bit. But even if not becoming an adult, it is less appropriate to burst into tears on the bus because somebody else slipped on their icy floor or whatever. Um, the feeling is still there. Very, very compassionate, very empathetic, very willing to step up and help someone who's in pain, because that pain is real. You have felt it and you have been there and you know what that's like, and you are not willing to just turn your back on it. So this is this is okay. I'm getting a message from that feels out of order, but never mind. It's all good. Um, what am I telling you? You're in a 9 year this year, Sydney. 2020, you're at the end of a cycle. So there's stuff that's going to get finished, completed happily in a closure kind of way, and completion, and you write the exams and get your certificate, and now you've got all that time. Or conceivably, it can be about loss, it can be about people moving away, about people making their transition out of the physical. It can be it's any number of kinds of loss that in the moment you learn from the grief of it, and then you move into the space. So there's lots of different ways that it can manifest. All of these nines, talked about all the nines. When you watch the video, you will see nines are wonderful, wonderful numbers. They're because we're always adding till there's only one left. Then nine contains all of the energies, and it is the place of the holistic knowing that everything is connected to everything else. And that's a hugely important wisdom that we need to carry forth, and especially into the 2000s and into the connected world that we're living in right now. Unfortunately, when there's a lot like that, and three and the zero from October, that they all go in that square, and that is just way many much. You chose the day, so you've done this deliberately. This is what you've come to work on, and that is the 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 fear of creating negative impacts that keeps you quiet, that keeps you silent, that keeps you from taking risks. You can be very timid in different areas of life because you don't want to hurt anybody, you don't want anybody to be offended, you don't want anybody to feel that you have diminished their experience in any way. And ultimately, as I said to somebody else, the lesson of this is about getting back into your own skin. It doesn't matter if everybody outdoors thinks blue shoes are wicked and bad. If the only shoes you've got are blue and you choose to blue them, they don't have to be the only ones. If you choose to wear your blue shoes, their problems about blue shoes are their problems. Put them on and walk out proudly. So that's yeah, that you've given yourself a really, really heavy work there. Maybe some anxiety diagnosed some of that, but it's part of that lesson that you're here to work with. Tanya, I see you. I see you on December the 1st, World AIDS Day. Um, December 1974. We've got the psychic 7 and 9 again. I love it. 7, 8, 3. Oh, and you've got you. So you're a 7 birth force, same as me. You are here to both teach and to learn, and not to have a particularly easy time of it. Sorry. Um, Advanced course, right? Okay, so the 147 line. Don't often see this on here. I don't know why these are not the people who show up. Um, 147 is called the line of manual dexterity. So it is the 1 which is you, it is the 4 which is practicality and foundational physical stuff, and it is the 7 which is spirit and lesson and teaching, and they all come together. And whether that's in building bookcases or making loaves of bread or growing cabbages in the ground or throwing pots on a potter's wheel, this is working with, hey Gina, Um, Working with the physical world, the really, really solid physical stuff, and transforming it in ways that make it more beautiful, make it more useful, make it take on a different role. A lump of clay is only a lump of clay, but a plate or a vase or a statue is a different thing, and you're capable of making that kind of transformation within the physical world, which is very, very cool. I like that. You've got the multiple ones, so you are one of the people who is learning to um, integrate all the different parts of yourself. You're really good at putting on the different masks, the different hats, the playing the role. I can be the salesperson, I can be the cook, I can be the server. But at the end of the day, when you look in the mirror when you're about, I don't know, mid 20s, and you go, what? I don't know who I am. Yeah, doing the work that identifies that central unified personality is what you're here to do. Otherwise, you would not have come. You could have come the next day and had a different profile, but you if you well no, the day before would have had even more ones. So you waited. You got the number you wanted. It's all good. Um, you're working on 74, 84, 94, 104, 114. Okay, so you're still working through the, yeah, you're not into the final pinnacle of your cycle yet. Um, what you do have later in life, and you learned a great deal from those ones as a young person, learning to identify other people's needs, and being able to accommodate people will be serving you really well now, because I'm trying to think, 20, 29, 38, since you were 38, and for the, no, 38, 47 maybe. Um, Certainly for the last part of as you get older, you are in karmic energy. You are with people who you have been with before, that you have unfinished business with, and this is your chance to work on making those closures. So that's really cool too. Gina from Nova Scotia, hello. Hello and welcome, and I need a birth date from you. Here I grabbed the pen and it isn't there. We're doing a little numerology. You're welcome, Sydney. I hope that made sense. And how my 11 expression shows up. And Ian, yeah, it completely makes sense that you would be drawn to to counseling, and I'm sure you're going to be awesome at it. All right, Tanya, I'm glad that made sense for you. Good, good. All right, so I'm gonna wait for Gina to give me a date, and I'm gonna say that Tanya, your personal year this year is an 8, so you've got flow coming. You're moving into a place of balance and symmetry. So that is the 5th of the 12th. Okay, that's 2, that's 3, that's 5, that's 8. So you have a 1 birth force for your whole life. 1, 2, 1, 9. Oh, this is cool. All right, so the 159 line, it has been my experience that people born in the 60s who have it had lots of friends who were born in the 50s. Somehow that all comes together again. Oh, Tanya, okay, I know who you are. Okay, I'm sorry. Those details don't stay with me, but when you say it in front of me, okay, that's cool. That's nice. Um, okay, I'm with Gina now. Okay, the 159. You probably have. If you didn't have older siblings, you had friends who were older than you for sure. And that's that. I mean, everything about it that I talk about being for the people of the 50s, of course, applies to you. That period of exploration when you're younger, before you discover what it is that sets your heart flutter and makes you called determination. It's when you find that thing, there is nothing that will stop you from doing it, right? That's what you're called to do. It is it is a really, really cool thing. And then you've got this 4 5 6 line up the center. We've been seeing a lot of blank ones today. Of that, you have the numbers are in there. This is very much a line of ambition. It's not just when there's nothing there, it's called dissatisfaction, and it's a sort of going on a search for other stuff. You have a mission. You're going finding other stuff. You're moving yourself forward and upward and in the direction that you want to go, and you're quite determined to get there with that 159. So there's a lot of potential for success. 2020, you're in a 3 year, which is it's a time of inspiration, thinking outside the box, inspired ideas coming to you, um, a perception of creativity. Maybe you don't feel creative because it just floated up to the top of your mind, but people around you are going, "Oh wow, that's so creative. That's cool," and it is. It absolutely is. You're bringing stuff that exists in the cosmos and you're bringing it into the physical world, and that is a really, really awesome thing to do. And you improve things on the way through. The one birth force makes you very much an originator and a beginner and an initiator. Did I say that? Um, so there's an innovator, new stuff. What there's three eyes: inventing, innovating, and imagining. And that's the energy that is around you your whole life. That's what you're here to do, Gina. That's very cool. I like that. All right, I just saw the clock. We're down to 2 minutes. That's amazing. Sorry, Tanya, I feel bad. I've met you in person. You would think I'd be able to remember a name, but somehow that whole what happens on a Facebook Live stays on the Facebook Live because I don't remember very much of it at all. 3 cheers for the videos, which are available. I haven't done anything to sell anybody anything. Gee whiz. These videos do wind up on my YouTube channel. You can search my name and I am there, and all of these are there, and some others too. I have the website with a newsletter over at joleath.com, JOLEATH. Um, I have, while you're here, if you would like and follow this page, that would be awesome. I would love that, and then you will know when I'm coming by. I have the blog on the website, which is usually fairly much up to date, and I do monthly forecasts. So I think pretty soon, where are we? We're 24th. I will be doing an August forecast that needs to be done, which is a good thing too. Um, is that all? I don't know. I still, till the end of this month, which we do have another week, I'm still doing the 50 minutes for $50 special with me that was originally only for May, but then we all got locked in, so whatever. So doing sessions by Zoom, by FaceTime, or by Facebook video. Happy to do that, either numerology or cards or a combination or whatever it is that you need to do. Easy peasy doing stuff online nowadays. It is awesome. Gina, you like that too. Okay, good. I'm glad it makes sense to you. Fabulous. This has been great fun. Is anybody here that I've missed you? Because it was never my intent, and I apologize. And people watching the video, for you can drop me a message right now, Tanya, if you want. There's from this page, send me a message. I'm pretty sure that's an option. Or if you want to wait till you're not on this page, at my website, there is a contact us tab, and that has a um, email address that you can connect to. And I would love to make an appointment with you, Tanya. That would be very cool. All right. Anybody else with any other information? And of course, that applies to all of you. I would love to make appointments. Okay. Yes, Tanya, that'd be great. I don't think I have your contact information, so I will have to depend on you to get a hold of me. But I would love to schedule something and get together. That would be great. Very, very good. And I'll even find your card and pull it out so that I look as though I remember your birth date. I don't remember anything. It flows through. Um, okay. Anybody else with anything else? I will be back next Friday at 2 o'clock because I said that all through the lock-in I was going to do that. I didn't anticipate maybe quite as long. Have to tell you, I'm enjoying it though. I'm loving it. I'm also doing some. Oh, here we go. I'm also doing some Zoom stuff. I'm pasting this into another document. There we go. All right. It is got. Thank you. Um, doing some stuff on Zoom, doing some stuff. I've got a Patreon site up and going to be doing some training next month around no, workshops more than training. Daniel Pink's Six Senses for the Conceptual Age, which is one of the things that just makes me happy. I love, love, love it. So all of it, absolutely, that's okay, Tanya. I very much look forward to hearing from you. And yeah, we've gone over the hour. Nobody else seems to be saying that I've missed them. So I thank you, everybody who has been here. The hour went so fast for me. Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you, everyone. Come back again, please. Get a hold of me. Read my site. Read my blogs. Let me be part of whatever work you're doing. I would love that. And I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Meanwhile, stay home when you can. Keep your distance. Wear your masks. Stay safe and healthy. All right. Thank you. Namaste.